Michael Morris, a Canadian from Ottawa, moved to Japan in 1993. He lives with his wife in the city of Hachinohe on the northern end of the island of Honshu. When the earthquake struck, he was driving in his car.
And suddenly I thought, holy God, I got a flat tire, because the way my car was moving, because it was just like going side to side. And I could see the utility poles starting to sway. And right near my house, there are these big electrical pylons and high voltage wires. And these were just moving back and forth and swaying. I knew then it was a big earthquake.
Michael managed to make it home and was amazed by what he saw.
The whole house is just moving back and forth and back and forth. The way I explained it to my dad a few days ago when I was talking to him, it's like the whole house was just surfing the waves. Like, I mean, it went with the waves, you know? And there was no structural damages that we could see at all. There's no cracks, there's nothing. So we kind of ended up in the sunroom because it's got a whole bunch of steel support beams and wood beams, and we thought, of all the places, that'll be safe. I've experienced earthquakes before, but I've never experienced an earthquake that lasted this long, and it just never ended, and it ended up being 3 minutes. And I would say the longest earthquake that I've ever experienced before was maybe 40 seconds max. 2 minutes after, this really big aftershock hit. The aftershocks kept coming and coming. We've never had so many big, strong aftershocks, like right after. And then finally it stopped, and we knew that this was bad. I have a navigation system in my car that has a television, and NHK, the national broadcaster, they started to show pictures of what the tsunami had done south of us. And then just before we turned off the car, they said new video is in, and they showed our port, and they showed the wave coming over, and it's about 2.5 kilometers from my house.
In a moment fueled by insatiable curiosity, Michael and his neighbor ran to the bridge spanning the river near their homes to watch the second tsunami roll in.
Kind of stupidly, I don't know why, but both of us ran to the bridge and we watched this wave of water come up the river. And like the amount of garbage was really amazing. I couldn't believe how much stuff. And then we started to see boats coming up. And then there was about a 20-meter fishing boat that came up. And like we knew that there was no way that it was going to make it under the bridge. And it smashed into the bridge support. And it didn't break up completely, but it kind of broke it in two. And we're standing on the bridge looking at this. And we're not saying anything. We're just kind of amazed that we're watching this type thing. And then about 20 minutes later, it was just all sucked back. It was just like someone pulled a plug and the water was being drained out, and it just went right back. And the boat just kind of floated back down the river, you know, and all this junk was floating right back. But I mean, it was the speed of the water that was really, really surprising.
With a population of 250,000 in Hachinohe, Michael chalks it up to good fortune that there were not more casualties.
For some reason, the first big tsunami hit Hachinohe 2 hours after the earthquake. So only 3 people died here because of the tsunami. They had enough time to evacuate places south of us where most of the people died. They only had like 16 minutes. And so structurally, there wasn't a lot of damage done to the city. But because of our location, and because there is so much more damage south of us, we basically have been cut off since the earthquake hit. The highways are still closed. The train lines are still closed. We don't have gasoline. Little by little, it's coming in, and some gas stations will have gas today, and there will be 2 or 3 kilometer lineups, and they are limiting it to 10 liters per person, per car. Most places heat with kerosene heaters in the house. There isn't enough kerosene, so that's kind of a problem. You know, 2 or 3 days, my bedroom, the temperature was like -2. We heat our house with propane gas, but the gas company that we use was completely destroyed, so they can't deliver to anybody. After 30 hours, the power came back. So that was a godsend, because I mean, then I was able to get onto the internet and contact my family and, you know, tell them that I was alive.